homecoming weekend at McCool Stadium, where Delta State faced Valdosta State. The final score ended up being Valdosta 49, Delta State 20. The Statesmen this week head to Clinton for the Heritage Belt against Mississippi College. So without further ado, let's bring up head football coach Todd Cooley.
Good afternoon. Appreciate everybody being here. Couple of thoughts. Number one, I got to do a better job coaching our football team. You can't play hats off to Valdosta. They got a really good football team. You can't make that many mistakes in a game like that we made. So I got to do a better job coaching our young men to put them in better situations where those mistakes don't occur. We had a punt blocked, some miscommunication on our punt team there. Pretty much day one stuff that, hey, they made us, like I said, when you're playing good teams, they're going to make you they're going to capitalize on your mistakes, and they did that to us. We gave up a sack, which ended up being a strip sack. The ball got popped out, and they recovered it. We settled for field goals in the red zone. Can't do that against a team that's scoring that many points. We fumbled the ball twice in the second half, and it wasn't just really good tackles by them. It was a wet night, really good tackles, just put their helmet on the ball, and the ball popped out, and we didn't get it back. That happened twice. Obviously disappointed in the effort. Apologize to all the fans. I thought our crowd was good, just depending on the weather. I got to see a lot of people back for homecoming, which is always good. But obviously very disappointed. Shattered would probably be the correct word, kind of shattered right there with how we played. But, hey, man, it's ancient history, as the guy says. You got to learn from it. You got to move on. And we got a tough game this week. Mississippi College has won 2 in a row. They're outscoring their opponents, I think, 77-14 over the last couple weeks, something like that. So they're starting to figure some things out. They've been playing solid defense all year. Now offensively they're putting up points. They're really good in special teams. So we know what's coming. They want to beat us. That's been said. That's been stated since the moment Coach Kershaw took over the job, and we know that. So we're going to have to play very, very well. We're going to have to figure it out this week and play a lot better than we played on Saturday night. And we did not play well enough Saturday night to get it done, and we cannot continue to play like that. So we're going to try to bounce back and play better this week and try to send our seniors off the right way. And in a rivalry game, it's a big game. It's 12 noon kickoff, so everybody's got to get up early and get down to Clinton. We hope you'll show up. Our fans have been phenomenal this year. Our band has been phenomenal. I can't thank our cheerleaders enough. Can't thank everybody for the support they've given us. We didn't meet our end of it the other night. And like I said, that starts and ends with me, and I'll take full responsibility for that. So, but we got a challenge ahead, and sun still came up today, so we're gonna figure it out. So that being said, I'll answer questions.
Looking at the season overall, of course, I know the record isn't where you would like it, but I was just kind of glancing at the American Football Coaches Association Top 25 poll. Roughly half of your schedule is ranked in that poll, and going into the final week of the season, y'all could still finish 6-4, playing one of the toughest schedules in the country. What's the biggest thing that to emphasize to the guys this week as far as what they're playing for and the emphasis of a winning season?
It's Delta State and Mississippi College. You know that when you get here. It's an in-state rivalry game. We have to prepare and in that manner. We have to prepare that way. We have to practice in that manner. This is going to be a tough test for us. We've lost our last 2 to 3 games on the road, I think 3 in a row. We've lost 2 games in a row. We have to show that we've got enough character about ourselves that we're going to show up and try to put a great week together. Not just a game, a week of preparation. The way I did the math this morning, we've got 4 practices and 2 run-throughs left with this football team. That's it. So we have to take advantage of every one of them starting this afternoon. So hopefully we will do that, accept the challenge, because it's a big game to us. It's a big game to our community. It's a big game to our university. So it's a big game to our alumni. I feel it every year. I know how big the game is, and I've been on both sides of this game, and it's not fun when you're on the wrong side of it. So, and we got to play better, man. We have to play better, We have to compete and win 50-50 balls. We have to value the football. We have to protect the quarterback. We have to protect the punter. We have to do things that it takes to win football games. And we didn't do that on Saturday, and that's what's disheartening about it. So that's the message that we're going to send to our players, and I have confidence that they're going to get the message, and I have confidence in them that they're going to respond. And I'm going to do everything. We're going to do everything in our power as coaches to put them in the right positions and coach them hard this week, and we're going to hopefully go put a better performance together. We're going to need to.
Coach, in terms of this season, would you label it as this team maybe underachieved because we're so the last few years so used to being at this juncture of the season, talking about contending for a GSC title or close to wrapping it up, but now this is first time in 3 years.
I would say, yeah, first time in 3 years I hadn't been in the postseason and not going to win a title, and it's disappointing. I don't know what the right term is. Disappointing. That's the best thing I can say. If we don't, I got full confidence we're going to play better Saturday. I got confidence that we're going to have to. Mississippi College has gotten better, and that's what they've gotten better each and every week. They switched offenses, and they're starting to get some traction with that. So, this would be a big momentum builder for us heading into recruiting, heading into off season. But the thing that I've challenged our players with, and I'll share it right now, is I feel like I told them every season. I told them this 3 or 4 times a year, probably, maybe more. I don't know how much time I say it, but culture is dynamic. It's not static. It's always changing, and I feel like we've kind of it starts with me. We've kind of let our culture go in a direction which I really don't like it, and we've got to get it back to where we want it. A championship culture around here, and that's what we've had. And just because you had it doesn't mean you're going to just always have it. You've got to fight for that every day. You got to hold people accountable every day, and that starts with me. But that's also players holding one another accountable. And I think that's something that we addressed Saturday night, and that's something that we're going to continue to address today and tomorrow and the rest of the week. And I don't know, man. The ones who want to go play football this weekend are going to be on the bus with me, and we're going to go try to get after them. That's the best way I can put it right now. And then I think disappointing so far in this season, but this season's not over. I'm disappointed because I would rather be a lot better than 5-4 right now. I'm disappointed, but as far as underachieving goes, that still has yet to be defined because this season's not over yet. That's a great question.
In terms of, you took to social media over the weekend, as you reiterated during the beginning of the press conference, it starts with you. Why do you think it's so important for you to maybe reach out to
Well, it's how I feel, and I think I have a lot of followers on there, and I think a lot of people can see that. I'm not on Facebook, but I am on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. I am on that. And instead of sending a mass email or calling alumni one by one, I just decided to put that out there because that's how I feel. I want them to know how I feel. I feel like it's my fault, and it should be. I'm the head coach. I get way too much credit when we win, and I get that comes with the territory. You get blamed when you lost, and rightfully so, because it starts and ends with me, and that's how I felt at the moment. So, I put it out there, and it's how I feel, and that's how I felt at the time. It's how I still feel, And I want our fans to know that I get it, and they deserve better. They deserve better than us playing like that. But hey, man, I don't want this to be a deal where, hey, Valdosta State's a really good football team, and I've got a lot of respect for that program, obviously, and they came in here ready to play, and you, like I said, they took advantage of those mistakes that we made, and they forced some of those mistakes. So, hey, what you gonna do? Sit here, cry about it? You're gonna shake their hands? You're gonna pick your ball up? And you're gonna go try to get better? That's all. That's what sports teach you. That's what football teach you. That's life. You know, you got to respond. It's how you respond is what matters, and hopefully we're going to respond the correct way this week. So, but that's how I felt. Great question.
How much overall, just how much, just momentum, or just from a morale standpoint, how huge would it be just for the guys if they closed it out with a win?
I think it'd be huge. I think it'd be huge for the guys coming back. I think it'd be huge for the guys leaving our program. The guys that have done so much for our program through the years. I think it'd be huge for the senior class. I think it'd be huge for our university. I mean, it's always better when you can walk in and see the bell. I mean, it just makes you feel a little bit better every day, you know. And knock on wood, we've been pretty blessed that we've done our jobs most of the times in this game. But it's a new group of challenges. You know, they got a new head coach down there. He's doing a good job. He's got them fired up. They got new uniforms. They got a whole new look. They got new scholarship advantages over everybody. So, you know, it's a new day down there. So, you know, I mean, he made no bones about it in his first press conference what he was coming to do. So, he coming to beat us. So, I heard it. Stephen Robinson reported it. I mean, I watched the news. So, I know what's at stake, you know. But I think we're going to have big fan support down there because our fans get excited about that game too, and you know, as we should. And hey, man, it's an in-state rivalry game. You know what's tough is we got to get up at 6 in the morning. They're going to play us at noon down there. You know, we're going to have to get up early. We're going to have to figure it out. We got to do hard things better. You know, never had them in a noon kickoff, but it's what they wanted. So that's what we're going to go do. But hey, they're a good team. They fly around. They give you a lot of looks defensively. Offense is doing some things that nobody sees. It's basically wildcat every snap with some great athletes back there, and they're pulling people. And Coach Joe Williams, who used to coach here, you know, knows a lot of football, and they're doing some good things offensively now, and they're running that football. They ran it 69 times, I think, Saturday, probably for like 800 yards or something. I don't know what the final yardage was, but they're running for miles, not yards right now. So we've got to do a good job of slowing that down and trying to score some more points, you know, because we didn't score a lot of points the other night. You know, we settled for field goals, and Nick's a good kicker, and we're glad we have him, but we need touchdowns. So, especially in games like this.
In terms of MC, I know they're going to treat this like a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to bring a lot of energy to this game.
No doubt.
Is this something that you have to preach more so to your team this week about the importance of matching their energy, or do you treat it as if it's just the next game on your schedule?
Well, it's this year is different because it's not the next game; it's the last game on our schedule. So I have no. Why would you not go all in on it? You know, that's going to be my question. Yeah, they're going to bring out a lot of energy. You know, it's their Super Bowl, but guess what? It's ours too. That's the way we got to look at it. So, because it's our last one. So, you know, I think, you know, you get kind of accustomed to, which is a good thing, of playing in the postseason and things like that. But I think that is kind of going back to our culture. I think that's part of our problem. You know, we just kind of at times felt like, well, this is just going to happen because this is what we do here. Man, it just doesn't happen like that. People get, you got to keep working, and you got to keep getting better. And that's where I failed as a head coach this year, and I'm going to learn a lot from it. That's what I feel, you know. So I take it all, and like that's why I put the tweet out once again, and that's the way I feel right now. So, but you know what? Great thing about this is our team gets a chance to go play again this Saturday, and hopefully get that taste out of our mouth, and you know, we got a 50-50 chance of ending this thing the way we want, being happy a little bit, you know. But we're not happy right now. That's football. Anything else? Hope everyone will come out to Clinton, Mississippi this Saturday. Go Statesman.
Thank you, Coach Cooley. This past weekend was history in Delta State. History was made. Both men and women's soccer programs got to play in the Gulf South Conference postseason tournament for the first time, both together as a whole. The men lost a heartbreaker in double overtime, I would say on an insane goal, but they lost 2-1 to Christian Brothers Friday night. So without further ado, let's bring up head coach Austin Jackman to discuss.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Braden said it. Not much to say about that game. Just want to talk about the senior class because they're much bigger than one game. And before I get started, Tyler Goad, this is just coincidence that your name's first. Don't think you're special or anything. But just Tyler Goad, Hardy Lewis, James Lynch, Will Ballinger, Milo Clement, Sam Wark, Zach Sorey, Brennan Rogers, Vinny, Claire Cox. Those are guys that are graduating either in December or this next May, and I can't thank them enough. They found this program at its low, and they've found it and left it in a much better place than where they found it, and I can't thank them enough. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everything they've done in these 2 years with me, and we've now got a foundation to build on for years to come, and they graduate as the most successful senior class in program history, and they did it in 2 years. So can't thank them enough, and the buy-in from day one was just so appreciative from me. So. And then just thankful for the support from the athletic department this season, Coach Kinnison, Dana, and then staff. You guys don't probably hear it from me enough, but Owen, thank you. I appreciate all the hours you've done. Hannah, Hunter, and then thankful for the support of the fans as well this season. Crowds have been growing, and we expect the same thing next year. So without further ado, I'll open it up for questions.
Going to the playoff game, of course, it didn't end the way you wanted, but just talk about just the overall effort, the way the guys battled in a double overtime game, because just looking at the course of the season, y'all been in battles every week.
Yeah, that's the GSC for you, Andy. Unfortunately, but no. Friday was tough, but I think the positive with it is it wasn't like last year where we were just like, oh yeah, we're going on a run, we're happy to be here. No, that the group expected to be in Huntsville again. And it took a wonder strike for us not to be there, and we had our chances. I think looking at the stats, Mason made like one save or something in 106 minutes. So we had our chances. It was just a matter of taking them. But credit to CBU, it was a battle, and that's what it is. Anytime you play a GSC opponent, especially in the playoffs. So.
Look at the season, look at the close games, some of the wins y'all got, some of the ties y'all got, some of the losses y'all got. When you look at from a game per game perspective, whether you were a player here at Delta State or a coach here at Delta State, how would you rank this season as far as just the game per game competitiveness of all the DSU teams you've been a part of?
Yeah. I mean, we've got 36 guys on the roster, and I think we showed this year we can compete with anyone in the region. And yes, not all the results went our way, but bigger picture, that's progress, and that's what you're trying to do every year: get better and better and better. And yeah, so just progress, continue to build. I know the group's not satisfied with how this year ended, and we'll be better and back next year. So.
Speaking of next year, how do you replace so many that you lose going into next season? I'm sure recruiting is going to be paramount, and perhaps the transfer portal. I know that's really opened up things, but what's the mindset as you look ahead to next season?
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, we've got a good core still coming back, even with these 12 guys leaving. So excited about that core, and then we've got to kind of fill in the pieces, whether it's transfer portal, JUCO kids, freshmen, and Owen and I'll get after that this week, and along with exit meetings. But good core coming back, and I know like I said, they're not satisfied. So Coach Cooley talked about culture and all that stuff, and we've got a good culture and environment in place right now, and it's the group now job to show the newcomers what that's all about. And we'll meet at 5 p.m. tonight and kind of have that discussion that, hey, look, there's a lot of guys leaving. We're going to need somebody to step up and kind of go from there. So thank you, guys. Appreciate your time. Go Statesman.
Thank you, Austin. Up next, first season head coach Chloe Kane and her Lady Statesman made it to the Gulf South Conference playoffs for the first time in 2 seasons. They fell yesterday afternoon to Union 2-0. So without further ado, I'll have head coach Chloe Kane come to the stage and stand.
Yeah, good morning. Obviously still feels a little raw, less than kind of 24 hours ago. We're kind of warming up and getting ready to play this game, and yeah, just not the way that we envisioned that game going, and yeah, it's tough to take. And obviously for myself, kind of look internally at myself for that, and kind of how we prepared the girls to face that team, and yeah, maybe a little bit of naivety on my end with some of that stuff, but it just doesn't feel good right now. But obviously we live and we learn, and I think when you look bigger picture, there's a lot to be proud of for us this season. Obviously picked 12 of 13 in the preseason poll, and then to go and achieve the team's goal of finishing in the top 6. Obviously very, very proud of the group and the resilience, the buy-in, the commitment that, allowed us to do that. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and, throughout the fall we've had people stepping up in the right moments, and ultimately that allowed us to get to where we wanted to be, and that was obviously playing in the tournament. But we didn't just want to play in the tournament, we wanted to win games and progress in this tournament. So yeah, right now obviously it doesn't feel too great, but I think more than anything just want to express thanks to the team and obviously to our wider support staff for everything that they've done to allow us to do what we wanted to do this year. But yeah, ultimately for me it's for the players and the buy-in that they've shown to me, and yeah, just very, very grateful for them, and ultimately sorry that we couldn't get them the results. And for the senior class, the 7 that are leaving that have given so much to this program, I think there was no one that I wanted to win more for than them yesterday. So obviously, yeah, just sorry that we couldn't get that last, have them leaving this program on a positive note. So.
Overall, just as far as the game itself, just talk about the overall effort of the girls, and I know that in goal there had to be a lot of saves made to kind of keep them at bay. Just talk about the course of the game.
Yeah, I think, and the way we started the game was excellent. I think, within the first 30 seconds, Casey gets the ball, she's going and being aggressive and doing, all the great things that Casey's done for us all season, gets us a corner within the first, minute of the game. And I do think we started positively, but we knew going into this game the way that Union was going to play, and that they have quality, and when you give quality players time and space, they're going to punish us, and they did that 10 minutes into the game yesterday, and I think that definitely kind of knocked the wind out of our sails, and we probably didn't bounce back as quickly as we could have in that moment. But you know, I think in the second half we showed great fight and spirit, and you know, the effort was there. We were working really hard trying to get back in that game, and obviously we start pushing more numbers forward, and you know, that's part of the risk when you put numbers forward, that they can go and counter attack, and they scored. And yeah, that second goal is a sucker punch, to be honest.
Now, just kind of looking at where y'all were in that first game of the season, and look at how y'all finished. Is there any way to measure the progress they made in this first year over you?
Yeah, I think it's the results. That's one way to measure the progress. But you know, like for me, it's like I see that progress every day in practice. You know, whether that's the way people are turning up and you know, the love and the enjoyment of being in our environment, or it's just the way we move the ball too. You know, the confidence that you can see that people have within each other, the trust that they have within each other that at the start of the season probably wasn't there. You know, we're bringing all these girls together, and we had about a month to make it work, and it didn't work, you know, right away. So throughout the season, it's been good to kind of see those wheels and start moving in motion together, and just kind of prove to ourselves more than anything that we are a good team. You know, I think everyone knew that we had good players, but you know, having good players and good people is one thing, but bringing them together and making a team, that's the challenge. And the girls rose to the challenge, and they did it for one another. And ultimately, yeah, just really proud of them for the progress that we made throughout the season.
What will the off-season entail for you and the returners?
Yeah, so for right now, go chill, relax, take time to reflect, and you know, just be people again. You know, I think from August 14th to what's the date today? You know, November 11th, the girls haven't stopped. You know, they get one day off a week, but it doesn't always feel like a day off when, you know, they're in classes and all these things. So for me right now, it's go be a person, go be a college student, go finish the semester strong, go home at Thanksgiving and be around, you know, the people that you love, and enjoy that break, and finish strong in the classroom, and we'll get back to work in January. Obviously the start we're limited on hours, but for me, you know, it's the work and the preparation for next fall, it starts in January. And obviously for the returning group, it's building those kind of strong foundations that can allow us to come in August and kind of know where we want to be and where we want to go, and just take the steps in the right direction to start doing that.
And after having gone through your first year as a head coach in the GSC, how has that perhaps prepared you for the second year, because you got a taste of what this league is all about, how the level of competition, you have to maybe raise your games and so to speak, but what is it that maybe you learned about this year that will prepare you moving forward to year number 2?
Yeah, I think, you know, just anyone can beat anyone on a given day. You know, anyone can go and compete with anyone on a given day. But also, on the flip side of that there is a lot of quality in some of these programs, and I think it's, you know, credit to the coaches and the way that they're running their programs. You know, it's a challenge for us every week when we have to try and figure out how to beat those teams. And I think that was a big part of the puzzle, and an exciting part of the challenge for me this week is that, like, this season is how are we going to do that? You know, how are we going to beat this team? How are we going to match up against that team? And obviously for me, lots of learning and mistakes and successes at times, but just kind of a lot to take and carry it over into next season. I think we probably surprised a few people a little bit this fall, and hopefully we can continue going in the right trajectory, and that's obviously going up. You know, I don't want it to be you know, we come in and it's almost like the placebo effect. You know, we do really good, and then we kind of fall off next year. I think that's going to be the biggest challenge, is not allowing those standards to drop and continuing to build and allow this program to go in the direction we want it to go in. All right, thank you. I just want to, lastly say thank you so much to our senior class, Bailey, Liv, Chloe Jackson, Robin Moody, Taylor Klosterman, and Jalaisha. Thank you guys for everything you've done for this program, and we're going to miss you a ton, and nothing but love and respect for everything that you've done, and good luck with all that's to come. So thank you.
Thank you, Chloe. Not a busy week here in Cleveland, to be exact. Obviously, we got the Heritage Bell game this Saturday. Your football team will play the Choctaws of Mississippi College. Basketball started their season up this past weekend. Both men and women's basketball teams are 2-0 to start the season. The men tomorrow will hit the road to Jackson, Tennessee. They will go face Lane College. That game will tip off at 7 o'clock p.m. Your women will play Wednesday afternoon on the road in Arkadelphia against Henderson State. That one starts at 5:30 p.m. This weekend, like I already mentioned, football hits the road to Clinton against Mississippi College, and this Sunday at Walter Sillers Coliseum, your men's basketball team will be back home as they host a non-conference game with Kentucky Wesleyan. That game originally was scheduled for Saturday at 12, but we are pushing it back to Sunday at 1 o'clock. So again, we'll hope everybody has a great week, and as always, go Statesman.